Hello again, everyone. I'm in between jobs. I just watched an excellent video from my brother, Destroying the Works of the Devil. Shout out to you. Also, shout out to Truth Sparrow. He does some really great videos. Honor with Sacrifice. My respects. If I missed anybody, shout out to you as well. But Jack Smack had said this argument that God would be a respecter of persons if God decided who he was going to have mercy on and grace on before the foundation of the world. And that was his argument. I saw Destroying the Works of the Devil do an excellent video on that. I would submit to Jack Smack that just the opposite would be true. That if God looked down the quarters of time, or he chose people based upon what they did, then it would be a work of righteousness to believe and put your faith in Christ. Now, this causes a lot of people problems because they get scared and, well, maybe I wasn't chosen or whatever like that. Don't let that worry you. It's the John 6:44, no man can, means dunamai. It means have the ability to come to me. It doesn't have to do with permission. So if anyone wants to come, whoever calls upon the name of the Lord will be saved. God's already said that, so will not God do what's right? Of course he will. If you cry out to God for mercy, of course, that would prove that you would be one of God's elect, because not everybody does that. So Jack Smack's argument falls flat on its face, because God would be a respecter of persons if he saw what you would do and say, well, on that basis, I'll respect what you did. But if God does it for his own purposes of grace, irrespective of what people do, which is what Romans 9 says, the twins having not been born, neither have done good or evil, that the purpose of God according to his choice might stand, not of works, but of him who calls. It's the older shall serve the younger, just as it is written, Jacob I have loved and Esau I have hated. It wasn't based on anything they have done. They did beforehand. Not even in the mind of God, God's foreknowledge. You can't use that with that passage. This has to do solely with God's actions of grace. God respects what he does. He's not a respecter of persons. So what I want to ask Jack Smack and the rest of you guys that have such a problem with this, why can't you just give God the full credit and glory as to why you're in Christ? Why can't you do that? Why is that so hard for you to do? Of course it's by grace. Of course it's by God calling you and drawing you and all these things. Why can't you just give God the glory for that? Why do you think that you are the one that is the pivotal point as to whether or not you're saved? That makes no sense. That would make God a respecter of persons. So the argument falls apart. Anyway, everybody take care, and I'll talk to you next time.